Jayson Tatum, one of the biggest young stars currently in the NBA right now, has a full potential, full road of potential ahead of himself. A third overall pick by the Boston Celtics in 2017. This is only his third year in the league, and he's just going crazy right now. Just got selected his very first All-Star appearance just recently, and just his size is just built, and the way the man plays the game is just crazy, and his ceiling is just very high. His ceiling is very high. But who exactly is Jayson Tatum? I was a fan of him. Well, he went to Duke University, so I wasn't a fan of him then, obviously. But I'll get to that in a minute. But once he got out and went to the league, I actually started paying attention to his game. I was an instant fan. And I hope that big things is coming this kid's way, and I'm excited. But exactly who exactly is Jayson Tatum? So he is from St. Louis, Missouri. He attended some college school. What's the name of this? Chaminade College Preparatory School. It's pretty much I'm assuming it's a school, like a middle school / high school type thing. Just prepping you for college, I guess. It was an all-boys school from 6th grade to 12th. And Jayson was a high commodity. He was a 5-star recruit, which he was the top players in his class, of that class, 2016. His freshman year, he averaged 13 points, 6 rebounds. He was named the 2013 Metro Catholic Conference Player of the Year. Moving forward to his sophomore year, he averaged 26 points and 11 rebounds. Junior year, 25.9 points, 11.7 rebounds, 3.4 assists. This guy been a dog. This guy has been a dog. He's been going crazy on the court, even in high school / middle school, whatever you want to say. Right before his senior year, Jayson verbally committed himself to Duke University over Kentucky, St. Louis University, which his parents attended, and he chose Duke over UNC as well, which I'm kind of saddened by that, but whatever. He had multiple 40-point games throughout his senior year, in which he averaged 29.6, might as well round that to 30 points, and 9 rebounds throughout that year. Throughout that year, he was selected to multiple All-American games, including the 2016 McDonald's All-American game and the Jordan Brand Classic. Just big things going this kid's way from an early standpoint. As far as Duke, I'm not one of those Carolina fans where if a player goes to Duke, and of course I'm not gonna like him, but once he get into the league, I'm not gonna have that continuing hatred or dislikeness to that player. Certain UNC fans just have a disdain to certain Duke players. But like for me, once you're in that Duke uniform, I don't like you at all. But once you go to the league or do whatever and continue to play, whether it's overseas or in the NBA, that's when I'm going to start appreciating and liking you. I'm not one of those crazy UNC fanatics. So, yeah, once you're in that Duke uniform, I do not like you. Can't stand you. But once you move forward and I actually learn more about you as far as where you come from and what you're doing on the court in the NBA, whatever team that you play for, then I'm going to start admiring your game. But for Jayson, he missed the first 8 games with Duke due to a foot injury. But sooner or later, he made his debut in December 3rd in 2016 against Maine University, where he scored 10 points. Later in that year, he scored a season-high 28 points against Virginia, which was on February 15th, 2017. And on March 10th, 2017, in the ACC tournament, the semifinals, where Duke defeated us, unfortunately, Tatum scored 24 points, which was he was the high point of that game. He was the man in that game. The reason why they won. In the ACC championship, later in that tournament, he scored 19 points and 8 rebounds, which Duke won. And later at the season's end, he was named to the All ACC tournament team, averaging 22 points, 7.5 rebounds in the tournament. In his freshman year at Duke, in total, he played 29 games, averaged 16.8 points, might as well round that to 17, 7.5 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 1.3 steals. And he was named to the ACC All-Freshman team. Jayson was a one and done. What that means is he was a one and done as far as like he played 1 year in college and he opted to go to the NBA draft. Now for me, I'm not really a fan of the one and dones because I feel like I understand like your dreams, your aspirations, your goal is to be in the NBA, but certain people just not. It's not a guarantee that you're going to have a spot in the NBA or in the spot on a NBA team's roster, right? So, certain people go overseas and play ball, but like for me, I think like this is how like I think, right? Play all your 4 years in college, and then you get your degree, then go play professional ball, and then if it doesn't work out, you have that degree to fall back on. Now you in China or Spain playing overseas ball, not knowing what's your next step. You know what I'm saying? That's how I always thought of. That's how I always processed it. But that's just me. But Jayson did opt out to play in his sophomore, possibly freshman, not freshman, but sophomore, junior, senior year at Duke. One and done, he opted to go to the NBA draft in the 2017 draft, in which he was drafted, as I mentioned earlier, by the Boston Celtics at the 3rd spot. Now, the Lakers and some other team had the number 1 and the number 2 overall picks. I feel like Jayson could have been perfect with the Lakers. He could have been perfect with the other team that I can't think of right now. But it was a good spot. It was a good spot with him going to Boston. Right at that spot, that's when Kyrie and Gordon Hayward went to the Boston Celtics. And, and that's when Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and all these other guys started coming in. So he was in a pretty good spot. So he played efficiently good throughout the summer league. Now the summer league is pretty much like playing ball during the summer for rookies. Undrafted rookies, or undrafted players, or players that's just looking for a spot on a professional team. They just go at it, like just impressing, general managers, scouts, players that's on the professional team. Household names go there. It's normally in Las Vegas. Sometimes it's in Orlando, Florida. All 30 teams, just rookies, people that wasn't able to get drafted, and just have that opportunity to impress the higher ups of professional teams, just hoping and praying they get that spot on a team, right? So he played pretty good throughout the summer league. Then Jayson then made his NBA debut against the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he scored 14 points, 10 rebounds in his debut. Later in December, he was named the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month of that month of December 2017. The Celtics finished 55-27 in that year, and obviously giving them the eligibility to go to the 2018 playoffs. The Boston Celtics did defeat the Milwaukee Bucks in 7 games, in which Jayson scored 20 points in that game. Jayson was the youngest player ever to score at least 20 points in 4 straight playoff games, surpassing the late great Mamba Kobe Bryant. After getting eliminated, I think, in the Eastern Conference Finals, only Jayson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as rookies in playoff history. Him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as rookies in playoff history, they both scored 20 or more points in 10 consecutive games within the playoffs. To me, I think that's good company with, one of the GOATs. He was named NBA All-Rookie First Team. The next season, his sophomore year in the NBA, he had multiple 20 or more point games throughout the 2018-19 season. And I don't remember what the Boston Celtics did as far as playoff wise, because they did go to playoffs, I believe. I think they lost in the first or second round. They didn't go to the second round. I mean, they didn't go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but Jayson played very good throughout. But in this current season, 2019-20, he scored his then career high 39 points against the Charlotte Hornets, which they won, I believe. Then later on, he beat out his original career high, which was 39. Then later on, he scored 41 against the New Orleans Pelicans, which they won the game. As I mentioned earlier, his first NBA All-Star appearance with Team, I think he was on Team Giannis. No, he was on Team Bron as a reserve. He didn't start. He just came off the bench as a reserve. Great moment for him. Then once the game started back up, he scored another 41-point game against the Los Angeles Lakers, where the Celtics lost against LeBron James and Anthony Davis's Los Angeles Lakers. So I've been watching a lot of Jayson's highlights from previous games, and the guy is just a walking 20-point, 30-point game scorer. He's like a floor spacing slasher in a sense. Like he creates space for himself, goes out the pick and roll and just drives and just goes with the dunk or go for a layup. But at the same time, he has no problem stepping back and shooting at mid range or shooting at three. Like I said, man, Jayson is a very talented, obviously, young man, and I'm excited for what's in store for him. I think not this summer, but next summer he'll be a free agent. But at the same time, he'll be on his. For the people that don't know, like he's on like a rookie contract, so he's restricted. A restricted free agent is someone that just coming off a rookie contract, and the team has the option to either keep him or release him, or just let him be like an unrestricted free agent. They have the team has the opportunity to match any offer that any other team that wants Jayson, the Celtics can just match it and just keep him automatically, no matter. So Jayson has no say in the matter unless, they don't match it and just let him go elsewhere, which I don't see because the guy is just too talented to just let go. But I see Jayson with the Celtics for a while, man. Just that culture. Jayson is he's a monster. He's a monster, and I'm excited for what he's going to do, has done. Plenty of more All-Star appearances headed his way. And like I said, I'm not one of those Carolina fans that's just going to hate on a player forever for a Duke player forever. There's plenty of Duke guys that I really like and I really love. More so Carolina, to be honest, but at the same time, once you're in that uniform, I can't stand you. But once you step out and do your own thing and go to the league or go whatever, playing ball, then I'm going to start opening up and just exploring your game. And Jayson Tatum, Boston Celtic, and we'll see what his ceiling is like moving forward. 10 years, 10 years from now, we'll see where he is. So, to my next video. Yes, sir.